Hey, what's up guys? It's Nathan here, and today I want to give you a sound design tutorial. This is like a really cool thing that I do to create contrast and definition in my mixes. Now, you've probably had the experience of trying to play something in the far back of your mix and then trying to keep something close and not really being able to get that separation that you want. And you might even be thinking that I'm about to give you like the game changer technique that's going to just make your tracks hit 11. And while that's going to be the case, it's not going to be a complete game changer. It's going to be one of the game changers that allows you to make better music. It's a very simple kind of idea to fix in your mind. And it's the difference between the main kind of thing we're talking about today is the difference between single voices up front and chorused or doubled, multiplied voices in the back. And the idea behind this is that the way that we perceive stuff in the back of the mix is it's typically like washed out. And a really easy way to wash out things in your mix is to have them doubling up in voices or multiplying the voices with chorus effects. So this is trick number one. If you listen to our mix here, you'll notice that I'm following this rule that a single voice kind of instrument is up front in our mix, while a chorused sound is in the back. And so we'll just listen to the mix and you'll hear these instruments are kind of playing together. And then we'll focus on them together and we'll kind of try to work out some of this confusion and sound design crazy shit. So that's an example of the thing I'm talking about. This sound is distorted. And you might, a lot of people actually think it's very difficult to mix a distorted instrument in the back of your mix. And while, it's being sent to a reverb and that allows it to place in the back, what really allows it to sound as if it's in the back is the fact that it's chorused. And what I did here is I just took a single oscillator. You can watch me do this if you watch my live studio session of this song. I actually built or modified this so that it would be chorused. And what I noticed when I was working on it was originally we had like two voices, or I think we had one voice for dramatic effect. And we go over here and we had one voice as well, or we'll just disable that. And just notice how as soon as I subtract those voices, it's going to start to place the instrument a little more forward by comparison. What we should have done is we're actually going to undo those changes that we made, and we're going to duplicate the track. I think we might not be able to actually because I have automation on the synth itself, and that won't duplicate. Actually, no, we're lucky. All right, cool. So we'll just duplicate this. Duplicate track complete. And we'll make the new version, we'll make it pink, and we'll make the old version black for whatever, I don't know why I picked black, but anyway. So what we'll do is we'll go in here, just subtract all the voices, just keep the single oscillator, and then just mute that. And we'll A-B these, and just notice how as I A-B between them, the placement of the instrument will change. So it's kind of, difficult to hear at first because I needed to adjust the volume, but just notice how like when it's just a single oscillator, it's a lot more forward. Just hear that again. Do you hear the difference? Like the one was distinctly further back. And then if you have it in the context of a mix where you're working with the paradigm of contrast to create a front to back perspective, then you have this single oscillator, which is acting as your front instrument, which is a single oscillator thing. Pretty sure I made it in Serum. Yeah, it's just a single oscillator with a little bit of delay on it. This is actually the instrument the song started with. And so when you hear these kind of playing together, you hear that kind of, that space is being created. Right, so then you know, when instruments are further in the back, you obviously send them so that they're a little more drenched in reverb. And this is something that I also had a lot of difficulty kind of figuring out over time, was like, yeah, but like I want to send the thing in the back to a lot of reverb, but then I also want the thing in front being sent to a reverb as well. And even though I'd follow the rule of the thing in front being sent less to a reverb than the thing in the back, which had more reverb on it, I still felt like it wasn't giving me the separation. And what wasn't giving that separation was the chorus trick. Basically the thing I'm showing you right now, which is, you know, just duplicate the voices, just detune it a little bit, do that. If you can do it on the synth itself, the other trick that you can do is just, I'll show you. So this is our instrument that's a single voice. What you do is you just grab chorus. So as a really simple example, we'll just grab Serum Effects. Put the chorus before our filter automation just because that would sound better. Since the chorus has a little bit of a delay on it, if you look at my other tutorial on whether you put filter automation before things like reverb and delay, whether you do that or not, the typical result is if you have the filter after the effect, anything that has delay on it, it'll sound tighter. It'll just sound better. It's a really good rule to follow. Anyway, so we'll just put the chorus on here, and then we'll just kind of like turn the rate up, just mangle the sound. Just as like a really simple example. So let's hear that before and after. And so now we're going to play it without the chorusing on it. Yeah, to me, it's night and day. It's the simplest trick that you can use to automatically push things in the back. Just remember that if you want something in the back, double up those voices, multiply them out, detune it a little bit, or just add chorusing. There's other, you know, more advanced tricks that you can use to achieve this, but you know, at the basic level, if you don't get if you don't get this down, your tracks are going to suck. And you know, I've listened to you know, friends' tracks, and I can hear that this little, if they were using this simple trick, the kind of front to back space in their mix would just grow. It would expand, and you would just create this huge sounding mix, and people would be like, "Oh my God, you know, I like your music, I think." And then you'd be, you know, you'd feel complete and you'd feel happy about life, and you know, confetti would pop out of the sky, because that's the theme for the day. Anyway, so you know, that brings us to the end of this video. If you guys like this video, please like it below. And you know, if you find my videos helpful, you know, hit that subscribe button, and you'll get updates on my videos if the YouTube gods feel it's appropriate. So see you guys around.